Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky back with my plans and pans. I have to tell you that this morning, Friday morning, I am heartbroken over the violence that is going back and forth right now in Israel and Gaza, and actually in the neighborhoods and on the streets of Israel right now. I don't know where this is going to end. And the kind of loss of life that we are seeing hasn't happened for many years now. What I am hoping is that there will be a ceasefire. The United States needs to help make that happen. But returning to the status quo is just not enough. I am someone who believes strongly in a two-state solution, that we have security for the state of Israel, and that we have autonomy, freedom, and justice for Palestinians in their own state, two states living side by side in peace. I just can't give up on that hope, and hope that it can be achieved before any more lives are lost. But at the very least, we have to start with a ceasefire. We'll need to stop the rockets, stop the shooting that's going back and forth. We'll see what happens. I hope whatever it is good and that it happens soon. So we had some problems with the flow of gasoline because Colonial Pipeline was hacked and ransomware was installed, and there was a ransom that was asked for, and I guess it was paid. So far, we hear that $5 million has been paid, and we are going to see the pipeline open once again. I know that here in D.C., the pumps were all empty of gasoline yesterday, and hopefully we're going to see it flowing again. We'll see what happens to the price. But moreover, it's very clear that we have to do everything that we can to prevent this kind of attack on our infrastructure. And federal agencies like the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the Department of Homeland Security are looking at what kind of security measures need to be put in place so this doesn't happen to us again. We can't be vulnerable to this kind of attack, which, by the way, we know did emanate from Russia, not necessarily from the government, but we certainly didn't see the government do anything to try and stop it. January 6th, of course, is a day that goes down in history. And now we want a commission to look into what really happened and who was responsible and how we can prevent it. And that's now going to happen. Chairman Benny Thompson of the Homeland Security Committee helped negotiate the process of getting to an agreement to have a commission, 5 Republicans, 5 Democrats, even Stephen, to look into this. And that's very important. We can't just pass it over or say that was then, this is now. We have to understand. We had a very robust 9/11 commission that actually did make recommendations, and we're hoping that we're going to get something like that as a consequence of this January 6th commission. And then I introduced legislation, and I'm joined with Ohio Senator and dear friend Sherrod Brown to introduce, now this is a mouthful, the Nurse Staffing Standards for Hospital Patient Safety and Quality Care Bill. Here's what it really does. It says that there has to be a reasonable number of nurses in hospitals to make sure that there's enough care for the patients. Nurse staffing ratios. So right now, the bill would include set minimum nurse to patient staffing requirements, study the best practices for nurse staffing, provide whistleblower protection. So if nurses complain, there's no retaliation, certainly no firing, and protect the right of nurses to advocate for safety of their patients. The nurses would have a role in deciding about these ratios, so it just won't be set on them. And we know that when there are enough nurses, patient care is improved, mortality is decreased. It's very, very dependent on that kind of ratio. So I'm excited about it, want to keep pushing it. I also joined my subcommittee's vice chair. That's the subcommittee on consumer protection. Tony Cardenas, he and I introduced the Safe Sleep for Babies Act. You know, right now you can buy what they call incline sleepers. They are advertised. They are displayed in stores. And the truth of the matter is that the children have died from those. They should be recalled. They should not be allowed. And that's exactly what this bill would do. We introduced it last session of the Congress, and now we're introducing it once again and hope we can get the passage. You know, that's my subcommittee, to make sure that consumers, including babies, are safe when they go to sleep. The child tax credit, a final reminder for you to file your taxes due this Monday, May 17th. If you want to get the child tax credit payments that are going to be doled out on a monthly basis, from July to December, parents will get up to $300 per child per month. Filing your taxes now will ensure that you get the correct amount and that you can provide your updated banking information so that the direct deposits of the money will arrive to you. So this is a big deal, and we're really excited about this child tax credit. And by the way, we are working to make sure that we expand it and make it permanent. So on the COVID vaccine, we have turned a major corner. The CDC is now recommending that vaccinated people do not need to wear masks indoors or outdoors. Now, I'm just going to suggest that if you are with people who have not been vaccinated, you might want to think about wearing a mask anyway. Nearly 1/3 of the nation has been vaccinated, but we are really pushing for more people to get vaccinated. Also, this week, vaccines were expanded to children 12 to 15 years old. They had not been eligible before, and so now our kids are eligible. And Illinois has now entered what's called the bridge phase, the next to last phase before fully reopening and lifting all the restrictions. In Chicago, the mayor announced fully vaccinated people would not be part of the count against the capacity of businesses and restaurants. In other words, will only counted and limited will be people who have not been vaccinated. A new study that came out yesterday said that 99% of the people who were hospitalized in recent days were people who did not get vaccinated. So please, if you haven't, we really, really need you to do that. And so enjoy greater amount of freedom. Continue to be careful, but I know I got to go and see my son and grandchildren last weekend for Mother's Day. We're all vaccinated, and it was fabulous. So enjoy our freedom and continue to be careful anyway. Love you. See you next week. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.